Thanks, Geo Overlord. So this was the convention center. Let me move this. Um, okay. Yeah. Okay. So side events were like they had little quests to do in the convention or whatever, and people were doing cards or whatever. Like it was fine. Me and Void first walked through here. You know where it smelled the worst? Over here. Right? This intersection right here. I think even like walking in here, you could start like you got a whiff of it. And I remember I was walking with Hune and Void and Huge, and I was like, oh, the stench is gonna start wafting over. And right here was where the stench started, the stink zone. Oh, Hune! Greeting! Yeah, and it was right. It was like over here, and then this part was pretty stinky also. This part was pretty stinky. But it's like not that bad because the whole convention was actually really cold because it was so well ventilated and there had really AC. But you could catch a whiff of it. It was a whiff. It was a whiff. It wasn't like bad, constant poison or where we walked on each other's shit in probiotic factor. But it was getting a little stinky over here, which was kind of funny. Where was the arena? Oh, I think it was over here. Yeah. And then I spent most of the time. I spent like on the last day, the third day, it was 3 days. I spent like 6 hours sitting here with my table of all my pins, and I was like, guys, I'm looking for a Psyduck and Quagsire, please. I didn't see a single Psyduck. I didn't see a single Quagsire. I didn't see fucking shit. I mean, there was. Let me get my thing. I've never been to London, and that's the truth. And that's the truth. And I'm getting arrested. Cool. Was a Switch icon? They had okay. The Switch icon, they had booths inside the convention and outside where you could play a demo of Pokemon A to Z, and it looked like I didn't try it because the line was long. They had screen, like really big screens you can see. That shit was 60 FPS, guys. At least. It was at least 60 FPS. My gamer eyes sniped it. I was like, wait, it looks smooth. It's not 30 FPS. Good, that is good news. It's on the Switch 2. The Switch 2 Pokemon A to Z. Void gave me his second Switch. Which is funny because it was his birthday. How did the trees look? I didn't get a good look at the environment, but it was smooth. And I was like, you know what? That's heat. Because that shit has been like 30 FPS for forever. But it looked smooth, and I was, you know, I mean, they set the bar pretty low, but yeah. Pikachu and Friends, that was where they had the mascots come out. They had like people in the costumes to take photos with, and it was like Gengar, Pikachu, Eevee, Pikachu with a jacket. There was I was too lazy to line up, I'm not gonna lie. I just filmed him from a side. The guy in the Snorlax costume could only just bounce. He didn't, he couldn't even walk forward. He would just, I mean, I posted it on the Instagram. He would just bounce and then he would shuffle sideways back into the room, and I was laughing really hard because it looked funny. It was just bouncing on it crazy style. Yeah, partners and oh, this was the card area where they were selling cards. Would I jump in the Snorlax Sissy? That would be not in this area. It would be in Hall D. So they had the Pokemon Center, which is where you buy the plushies and all the merch and stuff. It was really big. Hyun streamed that for 30 minutes, you know, classic Hyun style. They had a bunch of creators come in 2 days early so it wouldn't be swarmed with the crowds, because apparently it got really, really busy. So 2 days before the event, we all the creators and like special VIP people or whatever got to do unlimited shopping. They had some props and whatnot that were up on display that you could take pictures with. And that was where I bought all my plushies. I can show you what I got. I'm moving them. I just kept them here for now. I got a big whale lord. Yippee! I thought I should get some plushies to decorate the apartment. The living room is so bland. And then I realized I really like blue. And yellow. And pink. I never thought, I mean, blue is, I mean, it's okay, but I think it just looks nice. Blue is very nice. How many Psyducks I got? 3? Well, and then there were so many cards I wanted to buy, but I didn't. Whatever, yeah, this is the big wheel. I didn't look at the price tags of anything because I just shop. I didn't look at the tags. I just bought everything. I was like, and then got the smaller stuff. And then I got this one because he always has a runny nose, just like me, Cub Chew. I'm so blue! So blue. Then I regret buying this one because I saw it. Oh, she's got a whiskers now. I regret buying this one. This wasn't from the Pokemon Center. This was from one of the vendors at the convention. But I regretted it because right after I bought this, I saw a bigger one. Fuck. But I mean, I think the vendors still sell official stuff. Okay. Yeah. Because they don't have the bootlegs. Did I say the shoulder sitting plushies? I did. But I saw people had them. This one's really cute. I really like Cub Chew. He's just like me for real. Regrets the only thing that's not. No, it was because I saw a bigger one, but I don't want two. So I was like, well. And then this was yeah. So these are nice little like put on the table. Then they had this is also from the Pokemon Center, so the official store. Then I can put my hand to see. The puppet. And then this one also has a and then I can be like Psyduck! Quagshire! Psyduck! Quagshire! Psyduck! Quagshire! Mm. Mm. Please invite me to next year, Pokemon. Please, I really have to go. I really want to go next year again. Please, 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 please. Yippee! Thanks, Bip and Bap. There was no Altaria in the Pokemon Center. I didn't see any Swablues either, because Yuge really likes Swablu. So I was a little bit sad. No Altaria. Altaria is also blue. Marshall, my boy? Yippee! I really like these when they look. I think I really like Quagsire and Psyduck because they look really stupid. I mean, Slowpoke is cute too, but I would put him in like second tier because he's also that like same kind of light pink color, and then Ditto is also cute because they look really stupid. That would be my dream team, I think. But these two are definitely the favorite children. Because I don't really care about Slowpoke, but Quagsire was so strong in my daph lock, which is why I like him. I don't like Wobbuffet's like ballsack feet, so. Then I mean, this guy is whatever. I just really like his colors. And I really like that when he in Pokemon TCGP, Greninja can throw a shuriken. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is Greninja, right? I don't even freaking know. I'm a fake fan. It is him, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm not tripping. Yeah, but these are really nice. Like they're like well made. The shape and everything. But sometimes you go to these like little random anime stores and they're bootleg as fuck, or like their eyes look lopsided. I really like his color scheme. Very nice. I liked it. I didn't see. Wait, what does the second phase look like again? Froakie second phase. Frogadier. What does he look like? Oh, well. Well, thanks. Yeah, I like this. Yippee! He's very pretty. And then I found this. This wasn't from the Pokemon Center, but it was from one of the vendors. It was so hard finding a big Quagsire. This is as big as I could find. I think people just don't really give a shit about Quagsire. Because, no one fucking care. No one give a hoot. He just looks, look how polite he looks. He's so polite. I'm holding my child. Log, I don't like Quagsire. He's fucking ugly. And the big Psyduck. This one is official from the Pokemon Center. Very soft. Oh, it's beanbags. Wait, look, if I grab his pussy, you can hear the beans. But he's very soft. Yippee! Excuse me. That's all the plushies I got. Um Did I get a Vapor? No, I don't like Vaporeon's color scheme. I don't like that much. I mean, look at the you can it's all blue, like light blue and yellow. I like that one. Yeah, I like melodic. And then no card packs. They oh yeah, just they I mean some like I think like two people randomly came up and was like, "Hey, you want this pack?" And I said, "Okay, sure." Anybody want a Toad School for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Because they gave us this. Yeah, does somebody want this? I have two. Let me scratch the thing open on the back. Toad School. Yo, but he's so cool. I don't know, maybe someone will want a Toad School. No Mudkip? No. I don't think they gaff Mudkip. I think it's because the mascots of Anaheim this year was in the here you go. It was in the promo art. Cause he had Toad School had like rollerblades and stuff. I don't does anybody even like this guy? I don't even know. Whatever. Did not redeem. Thanks, Keiki and Cappy Cats. He has a funny little walk. Yeah, they gave him rollerblades. And then, so I did buy some cards from they didn't sell any packs at the Pokemon Center, which was the official store, but then the partners and merchants, which was like, I guess, approved third-party vendors that were selling official things, did sell some cards and they had like massive displays of it. I should have taken pictures, but I bought these two cards. This one. Hello? This was 20 bucks. Because it was a Psyduck. I was like, okay, that's pretty cheap. And then I had to get Fat Pikachu because I love Fat Pikachu. And this was $8. I was like, ooh, wait, so cheaping. Yummy! Fat Pikachu. Yummy! And then I started, I regret not buying the Mantike card, the maroon, because it's not expensive. It's like, I told myself they can't be more than $20 if it, or like maybe 30 if it's really nice. Like if it's more than that, no. And then Huge gave me this one. She knows I like Altaria, and she says she don't give a hoot. I didn't even know they were matte sleeves. I kind of like the matte sleeves. But I do wish that you know, if we could just like Photoshop this person out and just, oh, that would be so much better. It's like that Psyduck card with a Misty swimming next to it. I'm like, can you just like remove Misty? Can you just delete? I just want the Psyduck, please. And then I think this was a, I just pulled this from one of the packs that someone, I think a staff member gave me. It was just a little Mew X. Honestly, I am not super, I'm like whatever about these 3D style ones. It's just, they're just okay. I'm not crazy about them. It's just whatevs. I don't really care. I'll put it in my binder though. And then this was the promo card that they gave at the event. You can see there's a Ferris wheel and stuff in the back. They were just giving these out. Oh yeah, and it says World Championship Series 2025ing. Yeah, that's the one they were given. And then Huge pulled this card, and she just gave it to me. I don't know what pack this is from. Oh. But then I really like it because, greetings! There's a little guy here. Yippee! Is this a little guy? This is a Quagsire card. I don't care that it says Kangaskhan. I don't care. Very cuting. Let me put in my binder. I should bring my binder next time. For people who want to trade. Cause all of these, I don't really want. I don't want any of these yet. I only want full art cards. And I only want full art. Not even, I don't like these 3D ones either. And then, someone told me I should open a PO box so people can send me packs to open. And I was like, yeah, I don't mind being fucking shameless. Yeah, I'll take that. Somebody sends me Anthrax? Fucking guys. Put my Psyduck in. My Fat Pikachu. It's growing. Connection. Yippee! Thanks, Snizzy and Swinksy. They the card shop didn't give you credit for the cards you don't want. Whatever about it. I'll next year I'm gonna bring my binder though, cause they have an area for people to trade cards. And then I should have got that. Did I have the chonky Pikachu? Yeah. Not the original one, but the full art one. Thanks, Snizzy and Swinksy. And then, my favorite thing to do. Did I see the Christian protest? Yeah, it was in my Instagram post. I posted it on my Instagram. The protesters. They were like, repent or die or something. It's kind of funny. And then, so apparently this year, they, were trying to add more, like, stuff to do, basically. And that's why I had a lot of fun, because the only conventions that I went to before were video game conventions, and usually video game conventions, or like TwitchCon or whatever, are just you know, they have panels and it's just add, 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 add. You don't really go and like do stuff, unless you want to break your back in a ball pit. But the convention this time for Pokemon, they had these badges you can collect, these pins. So they had like I think it was like a set of eight-ish, eight, 9, 10 maybe. And basically for because people like collecting, so it was like perfect. You go to a station, they give you the starter pin, and then to get the other pins you have to like do side events. So for example, to get one of the other pins you had to go try the demo for the new game or something, and then they give you a pin. And then or like, oh, you have to battle 2 people at the card table or whatever, and they give you the decks to play with so you don't have to bring anything. And no, I didn't get the side deck. I didn't see any. Yeah, so that means that they gave you an incentive to like actually go do stuff because they straight up like had activities to do. And then the pins you can also trade with other people if you don't want to do the activities. So then just started trading. And then they also had the Pokemon pins, like actual Pokemon pins, like these ones, that you can buy and just trade for any pins you want. So you can trade any pin for any pin as long as it was official, technically speaking. So then they for the badges collection, I should have taken a picture of like all the different badges, but I do have a picture of the Murkrow. Okay. So then for creators, because we have this like creator badge, one of the special pins that you had to get was from a creator. So like people would have to come up to a creator and be like, hey, did you have the creator badge? And the creator badge was this. Like the official, it's not. Let noob down. There we go. So that was like one of the, I think like 8 or 9, I don't remember. So they gave the creators, us, an allocation of 10 the first day, and then 5 the next day, and then 10 to like 30 the last day. And I will talk about the economy and the market of what happened with the Murkrow pins, because it was a whole thing. Yeah, this was another one of the badges. So they had these like event collectible ones, the side quest ones. This is a staff badge. You had to ask a staff for it or trade for it. Those were the ones that you collect in a set. So then people can go to the official store and buy these kinds of pins, which is like of actual Pokemon. They were also pixel styles, but I didn't really like the pixel styles, so I just wanted these ones. Wait. Yeah. So people could go and buy a set of these and trade those. They could like trade that for the event pins, trade back and forth or whatever. As long as it was official. The rules were you had to trade, no selling. I guess if you didn't care, you could just give it away, but you can only trade the official ones. And the official ones, let me show you. Cause there were bootlegs. What's the pins you get from Game Test? It was like, you had to go to a staff to ask, because staff had the staff pins, creators had the creator pins, you go to a creator to ask. Some of the pins was like, you had to line up and try this, and then you get like this Mew with like 3 cards. Some other ones were like, you had to go check out this thing. It was like, it was basically integrated with the activities that you do at the convention. So, anyways, back to the pins. Yeah, there were bootlegs. So, this is an official pin. So these pins, the source was from the Pokemon Center that you had to buy. I think they had like some official vendors selling it. They're not focusing. Hello? Everything? Hello? Please focus. Oh, there we go. This was a funny pin. There was a funny story about this one. So this is one of the official pins, and how you can tell whether or not it was legit was this on the back. Focus, please. Please, bro. Please. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, you see it says official pin, Pokemon, and then it has that repeating pattern. Yeah. They had, so that's an official one. I don't have any bootlegs, but what people were doing were, I mean, I think some of them didn't know, but some of them were trying to like trade fan artist pins for the official ones, and I was like, I don't really want that, to be honest. I don't really want it. And then Void got one that was just of Ash, just standing still. And that one was, it was just like, there were some funny bootlegs. Yeah, and then with the creator prints, so the Murkrow ones, where they gave streamers. So on the first day, I think people didn't really know the meta of the badge trading or whatever. So people were just kind of like, whatever, okay, badges. And then on the second day was when people found out, oh shit, I need to get those. And people started fucking fiending for those like crack addicts. They were going crazy looking for the creator badges. So on the second day, instead of giving us 10, which is how much they were usually gave on the first day, they gave us only 5 to pass out. And that was when I went back to the table, the table where they were giving us the pins, like 3 different times. Me and Void were like, hey, can we have more Murkrow badges? We traded it all away. Because on the second day was when the market was really, really good. It's kind of like crypto, you know? Me and Void got in like pretty early for the badge meta because people were like starting to figure out like, oh shit, this is actually crazy. So we went to the pin trading thing and we were trying to get rid of all our Murkrow badges so that we could trade them into Pokemon badges, Pokemon pins, and then trade the Pokemon pins for pins that we actually want. Yeah, and I was like, okay, that's heat. We got into it so early. And then on the third day, they flooded the market. They flooded the market with the Murkrow pins, and then it was, people weren't really wanting to trade for them anymore, which is unfortunate. But then me and Void, because we had such a giga head start from the second day that we had like like this big of a collection. Yeah, I think it was even bigger at one point. So all this was mostly from the second day market. Where focus. Yeah, so our goal was mostly, okay, turn Murkrow badge into Pokemon pin and then trade Pokemon pin for something that we want. Yeah, they fucking flooded the market with Murkrows on the third day, which is why it was even better on the second day. Me and Void, like every 2 hours, went back to the table with the staff that were giving out the pins, like, you know, you guys got any more pins? And then we started asking other people for these pins, the Murkrow pins, because they were like, oh yeah, you can have it. I don't really care. Like, Jarvis gave us some of his. I met Alpharad and Jaden. I met Jarvis. I met Point Crow, and they were on the second day. A lot of these other streamers are like, "Oh yeah, you can take it. Yeah, I don't really know. Like, I don't really care. Whatever, take it." And then me and Void were like, "Yeah." So then we took so many from other people that were not aware of the value of it on the second day. So that's how we managed to amass such a big collection to trade for the third day, because we already turned it into the Pokemon pins. So then on the third day is when I posted on Instagram. I was like, here's my collection of pins. I'm trying to trade for this. I really wanted a Psyduck. I really wanted a Quagsire, but there was none. I didn't see a single one. I didn't see a single Psyduck. I didn't see a single Quagsire. But I did get this. But it's not the full body one. Oh yeah, so they had the pixel style ones. That's a Wooper, but yeah. I traded for all of these. At least it's a little cute one. Yeah. Trisha got a date. Yeah, I traded with Trisha too. It was so fun. I loved the pin trading. And then, you know, I got Ariana Grande here. I don't know why she's like yellow. I thought she was supposed to be white. Let me... How to... Yeah. And then, this one was actually like an older pin from I think a previous event. I think some kid gave it to me. So I was trading with, and then, you know the flying Pikachu and surfing Pikachu? You move this. Sorry, the focus is so bad. You could turn it, you can change it. That's crazy. Yeah, I fucking pogged. That was heat. And then Palafin, I don't know, I couldn't trade away this guy. Like, no one really cared about him, so I just kept him because he was blue and he kind of looked like Giga Chad. Uh, I just dropped a pin, and then there's just a random Sobble. I know Rain really likes Sobble, so if next time I see her, I'm just gonna give this to her. And then the diva side. This is the diva side. Suicide? No. Diva side? That's where it's at. Where did I drop my pen? This was like absolutely not trading. Unless the Quagsire maybe. I got this. Wait. Sylveon. And the Mimikyu. I don't even like Mimikyu that much. I just kept it because it's very valuable. Because maybe I can trade it next year. I don't know. Are they gonna let us trade these? They probably will let us trade these again next year. But the Mimikyu pin was so many people, because I had it on my table. I think I got it from, I'm pretty sure I got the Mimikyu from some kid who just like didn't know. Oh my god, which is what brings me to how fun the pin trading was because me and Void started trading way earlier from everybody else. I knew what was valuable and I knew what was highly coveted because there was a board at the pin trading area that people would put up pins that they didn't want and then leave a pin, like take a pin, leave a pin. And then I started downloading in my brain which ones people would leave behind a lot. And Celebies, there were so many Celebies, like no one cares about Celebi. There were so many of these like the Pixel ones, no one cares about the Pixel ones. There's so many of this like this and that, and then I started like compiling a list in my head of the market and the demand, and Mimikyu was so coveted by people. Covade, whatever. Yeah, there were so many Celebies, so I was like, whatever. I had the fucking spreadsheet in my head. So when I would check the board literally like every 30 seconds to see if there was something someone put up there that was like that people didn't know was actually really good and would be good for trading, and then I would put up something that I didn't want because you had to trade it. And then that's how I amassed my pile and started like trading up and up and up and up. Yeah, I was min-maxing the board. Some of the legendary Pokemon, like, people didn't even like. So, like, they left up, I think it was, like, the Hawaiian, like, legendary 4 set. People didn't really care that much about. Because I saw that up there pretty often. So I would just take it, and I'll be like, well, you know, instead of trading the board, you could trade to me. And, but the Tapus, I think so, yeah. Let me just show you. Let me just put this on my Discord so I could just show you guys. Okay, hold on. Yeah, at one point I had all 4, but I just put it up. Okay. Do I have a bootleg on here? No, I don't. Yeah, so you know, this was some of the stuff. This was my collection at one point, and it was just constantly like trading back and forth. This was one of the collection badges. They were usually just like a shape and then a silhouette outline of something. There were so many Celebies. There's a cool like Mystic, Jolteon. Oh, that's a Sobble I kept. And then this was the one I showed earlier. So I was trading all that. And then, you know, not only did I pay attention to market trends on the board, I was trading for Pokemon that I didn't like. You know why? Because kids like these. There were a lot of kids that were they were like, oh my god, I'm Graveler, I really want to. And I was like, I guarantee you at some point some kid is gonna have like some crazy Pokemon that they don't know the value of because I really want it. Like, for example, the Primarina. And I'm gonna be like, well, you know what, kid? I know you love Nidoran. Oh, I'll trade you that for your Mimikyu. And he's like, okay. That's how I get it. And then people were fiending for the Mimikyu. It was crazy. But that's why I was like, very good. But then I also, me and Void were talking about this, was there's something called the kid buff. It's called when the kid, like a child, like 10 years old, maybe even less, 8 years old, comes up to you and goes like, oh, I really like your Mew. Can I trade this shitty one for it? Oh, of course. It's very difficult to say no. But then sometimes their trade is really, really bad. That's when I do say no. It's like some kid was trying to trade me the Murkrows that I had like 30 of for they were trying to trade me a Murkrow that I had 30 of for the Mew, and I'd be like, no. No. I don't have any of these pins. All the extra ones, so like all the ones that I didn't keep on my lanyard, I put up on the board, or I just like gave it away when someone asked. But yeah. I mean, I don't think the staff would be like they would be like, why are you keeping all these? No, 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 naughty, naughty. Imagine their parents sending the guilt trip a trade in. That's what dude, Void told me. That was like, what if that's a strat? And I thought that too. But then for this one, for this Pikachu pin, when a kid wanted to trade, I think one of these for I forgot what I had. It might have actually been the Graveler. I was like, you can just take it because I feel like this pin is really nice and I don't want you to trade it away for like a shitty Graveler or something. And then the parent was like, oh no, we have another one. I was like, oh. You didn't even have to, like, if you really wanted to scam me, you could have just not told me that so that you could trade for another one. But I think most people were really wholesome. The people that you had to look out for were, like grown-ass dudes that gave, like, scalper vibes. Because there were a few times where someone came up and was like, you taking money for those? I don't have any pins to trade. And then I would be like, no, staff! Staff! Hello? This guy right here, staff! No, no, no. No, no, no. Naughty, naughty. Very naughty, naughty. No, no, no. You're not supposed to you're not allowed to sell it. You're not supposed to sell it. You're not supposed to trade for bootlegs. It has to be official to official trade only. Naughty, naughty. Thanks, Santa C and Pope Swagapino and M Urine. Yeah, naughty, no, 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 no. Yeah, there were some people had like the scalper stink lines coming out of them. But Fuecoco was pretty popular. Someone traded for Alligator for something. Oh my gosh, Sylveon was very popular. I think I gave this to a kid. I don't have any of these anymore. They're all traded away. And then yeah, so how I got the Primarina was this little Chinese kid came up to me and he didn't really speak English. I think he was like maybe 7 years old, and his mom was like kind of speaking in English, and then trying to like communicate with her English was like very basic, whatever. And I was like, he had a couple that he took out that he was willing to trade, and then as he was taking it out, I saw that he had a stash like in the bag of like stuff that he wasn't willing to trade, and I understood a little bit of Chinese. So he was like, oh yeah, in Chinese to his mom, like, these are the one I'm willing to trade. And then I saw the Primarina that he had in the back of the pouch stash. And then I was like, can you trade, like, and then I pointed to it, and I was like, I'll give you 3 for 1 Primarina. And I gave him, I think, a Latios, and a Latias, and the Murkrow badge for the Primarina. So, because I was like, I will make it worth your while if you have something that I want, but you know that there's some value to it. Can I speak Mandarin to them? My Mandarin vocabulary is really bad, so I was like, okay, 3个可以. And then he was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, 谢谢. And I was like, yay, 谢谢. And then yeah, because I originally I was like, you can take 2 because the Murkrow badge and something else. But then when I saw the Primarina, I was like, 3. Give me that shit. Very nice. And then I got the Primarina. But then the funny thing about the Primarina is, because I just met Jacob Alfarad for the first time, he really wanted the Primarina. And I was like, he said he really liked the Diva Pokemon also. And then when I got it, I messaged him. I was like, hey, I got the Primarina, but I'll only trade it for you for a Quagsire. So then he started asking people for a Quagsire. He didn't find a single Quagsire either. He could not find a Quagsire. And at one point we came across another Primarina, and it was like a more scuffed looking Primarina and had like a scuff mark on its face. It was a different pose from this one. It was a different one, and I was like, okay, you can just have that one, and if you find a Quagsire, I will trade you the scuffed one for my better Primarina and for the Quagsire. And he's like, okay, sure. Yeah, I asked Peter to find me Quagsire. I asked Peter to also find me Psyduck. Peter said he found some Psyducks, but nobody was willing to trade. Like, people who had it were not willing to trade. People were It's fucking serious shit, okay? It's like, it's serious shit. And then the Sylveon, this Sylveon right here was so funny because when we started our pin trading journey, me and Void, someone traded him for the Sylveon. Like he got the Sylveon trading something. And then I was like, Void, I'll take that Sylveon for, I forgot what I gave him. Was it an Annihilate maybe? It might have been an Annihilate. And then he gave me the Sylveon. And then like 3 hours later, I got something that I thought that Void would like. So I was like, Void, don't you have a Sylveon or something? Can I trade you for it? And then Void just looked at me and was like, you know I already traded you that, right? And I was like, oh, I fucking forgot. I have dementia. It's bad. The dementia is real bad. Thank you. That was funny. Yeah, I could not find any of the full art Quagsires, and I started outsourcing people to find it. And Jacob was looking for Fluttermane. I mean, we were looking for stuff for like each other. Void got him the Whimsicott that he really wanted. Like I found a Chikorita for my friend because she really likes Chikorita. Oh yeah, and then the staff, we did pay them back because they were stuck sitting there like giving us the pins, and they had to like give the pins to the streamers and stuff. We asked them what they wanted so that we could keep an eye out, and we did manage. Oh my god, it was actually also another. What is the? I honestly don't know the red and blue one. Is this Latios or Latios? The red one? Or was it the blue one they were looking for? Latias? Oh, okay, Latias. Yeah, so the staff that was like giving us the Murkrow pins, because they actually gave us a lot more than we were supposed to have on the second day. When we went back to them, we were like, okay, we'll keep an eye out for this stuff for you. And we found I think we found it was either Latios or Latios and a Mega, the purple one. And we gave it to one of the staff, and then she was like, oh, I'm just missing either the red or blue for the set. And we're like, okay, we'll go look for it for you. And then we found it, and then Void gave it to her, and then she was talking about, and she gave she mentioned why she was really looking for it. It was because she had an autistic son or daughter, I think, who's like really, really hyper fixated on the Latios and Latias, and because they were sitting at the table all day, they couldn't like trade. So we gave it to them, and then Void went to the bathroom, came back out, and she was just like looking at the pin. She was just like this. And then I was like, oh my god, Pokemon, my heart. Yeah, so I hope she gave it to her kid. It was really cute, really wholesome story. Yeah, the pin trading was fucking heat. And then another one we found, like, Blossom. We set up, like, a whole pin trading network. It was like, okay, you find me a Quagsire, I'll find you the one you want, and then if I find this, obviously, pin trading was so fun. It was so fun. Which pin is my favorite? Of the ones I have, the Primarina and the Alolan Ninetales. These two. This one. And then this is one of the ones I had earlier. Like I got it early on, and yeah. They had like some event specific ones. Mimikyu, I'm honestly like whatever about it, but I'm hoping I can trade something for it. Oh, I told Alpharat if he gets the Quagsire, he cheated. He went online and bought the pin from the official store, and I was like, naughty. And I was like, he bought the Fluttermane because he said nobody had it, like not a single person. He didn't see it at all. And then he said he bought the Quagsire so that so that I would trade the Primarina, but then he ended up getting the Primarina. So I was like, okay, well, since you bought the Quagsire, I'll trade the Mimikyu for it next time we see each other, which is probably going to be the next Pokemon day. I was like, why didn't you just buy the Primarina? And he said because it's more fun trading. I was like, you know what, you're right, because that was the same That was like the same rule I gave to myself, was like, I can't just go and buy it. Because if I go and buy it, I have an unlimited bank account that I'm just gonna be like, well, if I buy one, why don't I just buy two? If I buy two, why don't I just buy three? Are you sure if you can't buy them? Well, you can. No, you can buy them in person at the convention. They sold them at either the official like Pokemon Center store, or they had like vendors selling it. But then if you don't buy any, you can get the badges to trade with, like pin badges, which is different from the Pokemon pins, the metal ones. You can get those badges by doing activities, and they will give you a badge for completing it. And then you start with those and you trade up, or trade for whatever you want, basically. Yeah, you can free to play it, basically. What kind of activities? I mean, they had one where it was like, oh, you have to do 2 card battles. They give you a deck, you play with it, you do 2 card battles, and then when you're done, they give you a badge. Or they give you like a special pin that you can trade with other people. And then there was another one where you just like go to a booth and they give you the starting badge. So then with that, you could start trading with people. Maybe you get lucky and you trade like 1 for 2. And then boom, now you got 2 to trade with. Yeah. So that was like, you could start from nothing. But then me and Void, because we had the creator stuff, we were like, the Murkrow that they gave for us to trade, we were like, giving left and right. Yeah, paperclip barter. You have to win the card battles? I don't know. I don't think you have to win. You just have to play. It was very, like, accessible. The only thing, though, is some of the activities had lines. You had to line up for it. But then you can also, like, reserve a time slot online if you wanted to. But, with this, because it was their first time, the staff said it was the first time that they integrated a lot of activities and, like, the pin trading and all that stuff into the convention, because in the past most of the convention was just the competition, like the cards, the shops, mostly centered around the competition and like the tournaments and stuff. So then this time they were trying to do more stuff for the average person who wasn't competing or wasn't into the tournaments to do things. And I was like, oh my god, that's so much more fun. The pin trading was easily like by far the best part of it. So I think next year people are gonna be more aware, especially if they got into this year's, and like the pin trading will be even more giga next year. Unfortunately, that also means that there's gonna be some stinky scalpers, because I heard that the Murkrow badge, the ones that me and Void were trading out and giving out, were going for like $50 to $60 on eBay, and I was like, dude, it's not even that nice. You guys are, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Yeah, so some people came up to our trading table and were like, yo, I don't have any pins to trade, but like, will you take money for them? Like, the fuck am I gonna do with $20? Give me a fucking Psyduck. Give me a Quagsire. This is illegal. No, no, no. Naughty, naughty. Yeah, very naughty, for a pin, yeah! For a fucking pin! Thanks, Batamenu. 35 now? Yeah, the market was flooded. The Murkrow pin market was flooded on the third one. The Rapid Dash, I remember I gave it to a girl. She wanted it for something. So near the end of the day, when I wasn't, you know, I was about to leave and I didn't want to bring all these pins, someone just came and was like, oh, I really like it. I was like, okay, you can just take it. Did scalpers get banned? I mean, I don't know. I'm not in the fucking moderation team, security or whatever. It's really hard to know. Like, how are you gonna know that someone is suspicious? But people, I would say like 99% of people were really, really nice. Like, it was really wholesome. It was just so sweet. I don't know, and just like seeing a kid going like, oh my god, it's Graveler! Can I trade this and this one? And I'd be like, yeah, I'll trade you a Graveler for my Mimikyu. Hell yeah. And then the parent would be like, okay, what do you say? They're like, thank you. And then they waddle away. I think that is the true spirit of Pokemon. It's so cute. It was very cuting. Thanks, Emo Cat and Nongwin. Scamming cat? I didn't scam them. I gave them something they wanted. They gave me something I wanted. That's called trading. There was one Crobat I saw that had a wing broken off. I was kind of lit. trading up to trade down for them kids. I mean, that's kind of what I did at the end, yeah, because I was like, I'm not keeping any of this. What happened to the fur pit? These are all gone. I'm pretty sure someone asked for this. The ones that no one asked for, it was just like this one. No one cared about this one. This one was also a bit unpopular. The Mew was popular. This one was pretty popular. No one cares about this either. I drew this guy. Thanks, Octopus Keyboard. Yeah, Kia Pokemon. So another like economic factor to consider was, so because these pins you had to originally buy to start with, it wasn't like these collector pins where you get from doing events. These ones you had to buy. So that means the Pokemon that people were generally buying would have more supply of. So if they have more supply of, that means the demand is less because people are more likely to get them. So Celebi was one that I thought would be pretty popular, but at the community board at one point there was 4 Celebis because people were always buying and trading Celebis. So I was like, oh shit. So then the downside of that is that means for Kia Pokemon that nobody gave a fuck about, you are not gonna see it at all. So Quagsire, I didn't see a fucking single one. None. No Quagsire. No, I was outsourcing trading. I am Quagsire, and he's like, okay, I am on the hunt. And I was like, well, you didn't find it. I didn't find it. We were all sending out like megaphone signals. I was like, yo, Quagsire, Quagsire, Quagsire. No Quagsire. But also, yeah, the one of the downsides, I don't know if I have it here. No. Okay, so there was like a design issue that I did notice was oh, here's another one. This is another legendary. Was because some of the legendaries, like including I saw like Arceus, I saw some other ones, were because their designs were too detailed and then the pin was kind of small for it, it ended up being really cluttered. So I think that also kind of had to do with why the legendaries weren't super popular. It was I mean, like, just looking at this, even though it's on an angle, it's kind of hard to see. This one is not as bad, but there were some where they were super, it was just like really condensed with the lines. So I think they should have made them a little bigger. But pins are a little bit tricky because I did make them before, metal pins, and it's like you have to set a specific width for each design, otherwise they'll print them. So they'll print them at like, let's say like 3 inches. And then it'll be 3 inches for this guy's entire wing. And then 3 inches for Sobble would be, he would look massive. So they have to, yeah, I think they had to like scale them a little bit differently. I think just because there's so much Pokemon, they didn't bother to do that. So there was like graphic design issues or whatever. Thanks, Worix. Thank you for the 5 milfs. And thank you, Octopus Keyboard. Yeah, so like, this guy looks great. Because the detail on his wings, like, translated really well. But then this legendary is like, oh, it's kind of hard to see, which is unfortunate. Yeah. The gold and silver ones, yeah. The metal ones. So these, there's 2 different kinds of enamel pins, is the non-metal and the metal. Yeah, I have the Sobble one. I know Reinho likes Sobble. Next time I see her, I'll give it to her. I kept it for her. Yeah, they also had they had the pixel style, but I wasn't really into the pixel style. There was one guy who only wanted the pixels, and I was like, I did not want to trade for any pixels. Not interested. Yeah, but the metal ones look really nice. I like those. So yeah, next year, pin trading, I think... I honestly, I think they'll do it again because it was people were so into it. Do all the Pokemon exist in pin form? I think they had every Pokemon, yes. I think they did have every Pokemon, but it was whether or not people were buying the packs, so then if the supply was even in the pool. Was there any Pheromosa? Wait, let me look that up. I'm not too sure. Pheromosa. I'll remember if it's no, I didn't see any. I did not see a Pheromosa. The only like kind of weird one that we saw was like the parrot. I'm not gonna lie. I can remember every single one I had and traded. Mom, Donnie, why did you make me Google this, making me think that it was an actual Pokemon and it's a New York mayor? That's not a that's not a Pokemon. No, no, no. Naughty, naughty. Yeah. It was so fun. God, it was so fun. Did they have Porygon? They did. They did have Porygon. Someone, I didn't have it. It never came into my possession. They did have a Porygon. I also did see a Ditto. Was there Deoxys? Uh, I think so. The Munchlax? No. People did have Snorlax, but they were not willing to trade. Bulbasaur? I had a Bulbasaur. I traded away. Tyranitar? Yeah, there was Tyranitar. Rayquaza? Okay. There was Rayquaza. There was this staff member had a Rayquaza pin that was this big. I'm not even kidding. It was this big. And she had to flip it around so people would stop asking her about it. But I don't know where she even got it from. I think she said she traded it, but it was she was like, it's so heavy. But there was like two staff members. One of them was the very nice lady with the Rayquaza pin. And she would like come by every like couple hours or so and to see that me and Void were still sitting at the exact same table just trading pins. And they're like, yo, you guys are fiending. And I'm like, oh yeah. This one? It probably is that one, yeah. Yeah, there was Rayquaza. I think it was it even bigger than this? I think, yeah, I think it was this one. Yeah, yeah, they have all the pins. So basically, like, every pin on here, um, like, whatever you see here, they had. Yeah. I wasn't really into the pixel ones, unfortunately. Because I wanted the style to be consistent. I also did have I had a Charizard. I traded away. The Quags. I see the Quagsire one. Yeah. The Psyduck pin is sold out. Maybe next. Peter told me he saw people with Psyduck pins, but none of them wanted to trade. Like, not a single one of them. Psyduck is cult status, I think. He's like not that popular, but then the people who like him fucking love him. Like, they're fucking obsessed. But then also in that sweet spot where there's not enough people that like him for there to be a supply, to be like a big supply. I can tell which ones are authentic. What, are you asking because you want to make bootlegs? Well, one, my fucking eyes. I can tell when something is a little bit ugly. Two, let me show you. So people were like, unfortunately, like I get it. Some people were trying to trade like fan art, or like stuff that they made for the official Pokemon, but I'm not interested in that because I'm like, there's no. I want the official stuff, but you can tell from the back. There's a raised pattern and it says Pokemon official. Yeah, it says official pin. So the bootleg ones would not say anything, or it would just be flat, or like it was some fan artists. What pin was the most wanted? Mimikyu, Sylveon. Mimikyu was when I had it on my table. So many people were trying to trade for it, but I was like, I am not letting that go because I know the value of that. No, 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 no. Basically, like any Pokemon that was pretty popular. But the Sylveon and Mimikyu. The Mimikyu, dude, I had some like bum ass people. Okay, no offense. They probably like didn't have much, but I had some bum ass people try to trade like some shitty badge for it, and I was like, no, sorry, I'm only trading for a Quagsire because I really want a Quagsire or a Psyduck. I'm like, no, I'm not giving you a Mimikyu for your fucking Pidgey. Okay, no. I'm not. No, 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 I don't think so. Snow runt? Wait, that sounds familiar. Oh yeah, I had one. Someone asked for the snow runt. They wanted it. Yeah, that's true. You miss all the shots you don't take. Yeah, I don't want your Rattata for the Mimikyu, okay? No, 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 no. I mean, they could be sold out. What was the percentage of men and women? Actually, I saw a lot more women than I expected. But I wasn't like super paying attention, but I mean, there's definitely more men, but there was a lot of women also. I would say probably at least 30 to 40% were women. So I was ladies, so I was like, ooh, very nice. People were super nice. I didn't see Frost. Well, did I see Frost? I don't think I saw Frost last. What about Pichu? Oh, I did trade a Pichu. I gave it to Void because he main Pichu in his. He was telling me about his lore. He played Pichu in Smash or something. I gave it to him. Yeah, girly loves Pokemon. There were some girlies that were like cosplaying as Espeon. They were cosplaying as like Lola Ninetales, and I was like, oh my god, that's so pretty. Very nicing. Yeah, my boy. Oh, it was so fun. Like, I honestly I was just like, you know what? Yeah, I'll go. I'll probably buy some plushies and then not really hang out on the convention and leave. But I had so much fun with the pin trading. Oh my god. Oh yeah. And next year, I hope I get to go again. I had a fungu. I had a fungu. It's just so wholesome. It's just like such a comfort thing. I think Pokemon's just a really good comfort. Like, it's just such a nice world. I mean, there's also a reason it's like the number one IP in the world by far. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I bet Pokemon Go. No, I got banned like 6 years ago for spoofing. This is before I was a streamer. This is before I streamed. It was like the month. I mean, I played it religiously for like a month or two after it came out, and I did the thing where there was like a way to access it early before it actually got available. Yeah, I was doing some sussy shit and then I got banned. I was walking, I was like trying to walk down to the Santa Monica Pier, I remember, because there was always lures there. So then I set my speed to like a fucking private jet and I slowly moved it down. And then they were like, naughty, naughty. Thanks, A Shiro. Yeah, I got banned. That was a long time ago, but I played Pokemon TCGP on the phone when it came out a lot. I was playing it so much, and then I stopped because I couldn't play Love and Deep Space and Pokemon TCGP on my phone. That's too many dailies and gachas to keep up with. So I got overwhelmed with all the packs that I couldn't keep up. But it was fun to like open cards while it lasted. Yeah. So after now the stories, the creatures. The So when we went like 2 days early, they let us like go through the shop early or whatever, and we got like me, Hyun, and Yuge, we got like they gave us these big bags that we had filled with plushies or whatever. We go line up. There's like a giant inflated Pikachu outside of the convention center, right in the front. You probably saw pictures of it. And Yuge wanted a picture, so we were lining up for it. Three of us lining up with our bags, whatever. This guy comes up. He just kind of looks at all of us and gestures and goes like, "Ladies, I see you guys are content creators. Like, do you guys have Instagram or something?" And Hyun and Yuge just kind of like looked at him and didn't say anything. And I was like, okay, I'll say something. So I looked at him and said, "We don't use Instagram." And then he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he left. He, and then Hyun was like, we were kind of laughing because Hyun was like, okay, that guy didn't even like pick one of us. He just tried to AoE and just didn't know which one to choose and just asked all three of us at the same time. And we're just like, no, bye. Long day. Oh, you're open-minded? No, I think he was just trying to shoot his shot or something. And then yeah, he cast a wide net. And then they were when we were lining up because we had the big like bags of the stuff we bought, we had like 5 people come up to us going like, oh my god, did you like go to the Pokemon Center? Did you buy stuff? Like, you guys are content creators, so you got early access, right? Like, what do they have? Are they do they have enough stock? Do they have enough supply? Whatever. And they had plenty. Like, I mean, Hyun streamed it when we were there for 30 minutes, so you can see all the stuff they had. And apparently they were giga sold out of shit by like day 2. And I was like, holy fuck, people are not fucking around. Oh my god. I remember I was telling these people, I was like, oh, don't worry, there's like plenty of stuff. There was so much, like, don't even worry. Boom, fucking store disappeared. It just got fucking Thanos snapped. It was gone. It was, people were crazy. But yeah, it was cool. I mean, when I walked through the store, I was like, yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's nice. Nothing I would absolutely go crazy about. I did buy this. Me, Hyun, and Void all got this jacket. It says Anaheim on the back. Too lazy to turn. I don't want to break my neck. Yeah, it was it was kind of funny. And then we went to watch Weapons later. And if you have seen Weapons, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That movie was so funny because when I was watching it, I was like, this is my, I posted this on Instagram on my story. I was like, guys, this is my RimWorld playthrough. Is this not just my RimWorld playthrough? And the whole time I couldn't even like talk about it with people because nobody that I went with played RimWorlds, and I was just like, I just chuckled to myself. Yeah, the YPJ, dude. It was a really entertaining movie though. It wasn't, I don't think it's a good horror movie, but I think good horror movies do not rely on a scare factor. It's more about suspense and creepiness. And it's like a whole, I don't really want to give a video essay speech about it, but like I think a good horror movie to me is not something that capitalizes on scares and jump scares. It's something that makes you feel unsettled, creepy, atmospheric, instead of going like, oh, I'm fucking so scared, like my heart was pounding. No. Good ones are also Longlegs all over again, got Glazed in the Moon. No, I think Longlegs is way worse. I actually made that comparison that Weapons was pretty much a better, way better Longlegs. Longlegs was dog shit. Longlegs was so fucking bad. I fell asleep twice. That's how fucking bad it was. Weapons, even if the second half of it was like not as strong as the first half, it was genuinely just a good watch for the, at least the first half, because of what they did. I'm not gonna say what they did, but like the how, like, you know how they did the storytelling in the first half, it was interesting, it was intriguing. I like that. So I was like, yo, I think this guy has a sauce, because he also made Barbarian. Parts I fell asleep were awesome. No, I fell asleep when he was getting interrogated. I woke up because there was like a loud noise, and I remember I asked John, I was like, what did I miss? He's like, nothing. And then I went back to sleep. It was so bad. Longlegs was so ass. Yeah, and Longlegs ending was like so, it was even worse. I'm not gonna go into that too much, but Weapons was genuinely like, I gave it like an 8.3 out of 10. It's good. It's not a 10 out of 10, which is probably what some people are glazing it as, because when you're used to watching shit like The Conjuring, Marvel Cinematic Universe, like not Marvel, I'm talking about like The Conjuring Cinematic Universe, you know, with that fuck ass couple. And if you think that Conjuring shit is a 9 out of 10, and then you watch something like Weapons, you're like, oh my god, it was like fucking revolutionary. It's like, well, no, your standards are just really low, which makes sense to why people glaze the fuck out of Weapons, which I do think, you know what, all things considered, I think Weapons was really good, and I don't mind people glazing it over the top, because I think that guy, that director, is good. I think he's good. Yeah, solid 8 out of 10. Anyways, and then, you know, that was so fucking funny because of the RimWorld thing. And then another thing was, before we went to watch the movie, we were all having lunch. You know, a couple of us, me, you, June, Void, and then some other people joined later. And one of our friends never met Void before, so he goes up to him, introduces himself, and Void goes like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Void, or James. And the moment he said that, me, Hyun, and Yuge all turned to him at the same time and went like, James? What the fuck? We didn't know his name was James at all. We didn't even like ever, I mean, I thought of asking him, but I was like, whatever, we just call him Void. And we're like, what the fuck, James? We would never call him that. So then And then he told us a story of about how his car got broken into when he lived in like a pretty safe neighborhood. It was like it was like one of those like houses. I forgot what, like suburbs, like a nice suburbs, whatever. His car got broken into, and then he started getting really paranoid about always locking his car. So we watch Weapons. There's a character named James who breaks into cars. So then when they were like, James, I just heard, we were just laughing, and I heard him laugh out loud. It was just James. James was one of my favorite characters in Weapons. It was really funny. And then we started like seeing James everywhere. It was like that thing where it's like, I'm pretty sure there's a term for it. It's like when you notice something and then you start seeing it everywhere. That was what happened with James. James. Matt, yeah, confirmation bias. What else was there? Oh, okay, so when we were at the table, because we were all just sitting there, you know, doing hot girl shit for the pin trading, like during the convention, it was the third day. There were people that came up and were just asking Mihyun, Yuge, and Arya, because we were sitting together. They were just like, hey, can you guys like sign my notebook? They gave like a Pokemon notebook, whatever. And then I was like, do you know what we do? And they're like, yeah, you guys are like content creators, right? And then I was like, okay, what do we stream? And then they say, oh, I don't know. I just wanted to like, you know, collect some signatures or whatever. So then I signed Super TF, Yoon signed Sleepy, and you just signed Rainho. Because they did, if they didn't know who we were, who gives a fuck? So we just signed, well, I signed random shit. I mean, I signed Super TF a couple, I think I signed it 3 times, including that time. Because people were just coming up and going like, hey, are you like a content creator or something? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, so what do you stream? Variety games? He's like, cool. Can you sign my badge? I was like, sure. So I just wrote Super TF. I mean, if they don't know, whatever. Oh yeah, I should have signed Pirate Software or something. Or like FedEx for Life. Maybe next time. Thanks, Owen. There's a Sekiro anime trailer. Watching. Yeah, and there was one guy that I thought was kind of weird. I don't know if he's ever gonna see this. I don't think he will because I don't think he knows. He didn't know. I was sitting down, so my badge was a little bit covered. Um, this guy came up to us and he started like, well, at first he came up and he was just kind of talking to us, or just kind of going like, "Oh, so you guys are content creators?" You know, it's the same conversation. And he goes, "Oh, so you stream? Like, what do you stream?" I just random video games. He's like, "Oh, okay. What's your Twitch? Like, so I can follow you." And I told him Super TF. Then he just kind of like walks off to the side, goes on his phone a little bit. And I'm like, I wonder if he's checking Super TF right now. Then he comes back after maybe 5 minutes, then has the exact same conversation with Hyun, and goes like, "Oh, what do you stream? Like, what's your Instagram? What's your Twitch? Can I like follow you somewhere?" And then Hyun just goes, yeah, I just like stream sometimes." And then he proceeded to just kind of like hover around our table for at least 20 minutes. And I was just like, that guy kind of weirding. No, 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 no. That guy kind of weirding. That and the ladies was the only two strange encounters. I mean, I'm pretty sure these dudes are like, what's your Instagram? Shouty, like, let me message you on there so you know, you can, let me try to link up, whatever. Like, well, I'm good. Please leave me alone. There were some people who were like, what's your Twitch so I can follow you? And I'm like, no, it's fine. Full. It's okay. You don't need to follow me. We're full. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Meant well, but fumbled. I mean, yeah, same with the ladies, guys. Like, they're not malicious. It's just a funky encounter. Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. We're full. Yeah, Twitch channel's full. And then, you know, the void driving thing, we almost got fucking T-boned in a light. Ladies, do you guys have like Instagram or something? No, sorry, we don't use Instagram. Oh, so what do you do? I'm unemployed. Sorry. Runs away. Ladies! Yeah, are you open-minded? But yeah, that was only two. That was like two people out of what? Maybe like 100 people. People were really, really sweet. You guys have, ladies, I like my pussy shaved, ladies. Shave your pussy then, Daniel. But yeah, it was nice. It was so fun. I really hope I go again next year. Lady. Lady, wait, where's that song that Marshall sent me? Where'd it go? Here it is.
Why does it sound like something whining in the background? Why do I, like, hello? Am I tripping or?
Shave. Then I said I replied with the shave. Oh, very fun time. Okay, time to abiotic. I think that was every story. That was the gist of what happened. I had a lot of fun. Very nice friend maxing. Uh, shave. Shave. Missed the whole story time? Well then, fucking noobing. No, I didn't. I did not keep up with the streamer games, whatever. But the only thing I did know was, a day or